Looks like we're good. We live? Yeah. All right. All right. It finally came. My freaking exhaust for the Raptor. Check this out. I don't think I mentioned it, but I got an AFE side exhaust for it. So basically the tips are gonna come out right here, right in front of the tire, which I was really going for that because I don't know if you noticed, but I took this thing off-roading about last week and it was just full of mud. The tips were hideous, you know, until you get on the road and then it kind of wipes off when you hit bumps and stuff like that. But I didn't want that tailpipe look. I mean, I think it's so generic. It's not really that cool. That's why I went with the side exhaust. But anyways, let me shut up. This is from AFE. I got it from CJ Pony Parts, and the tab was $685. The original price was $722, but if you enter a code that I'm not sure if it's save 5 or save 10, enter one of those two codes and then you get an additional 5% off. But anyways, enough about that stuff. Let's get into it. As you can see, obviously I don't have the exhaust here. I took it all out. I couldn't hold it. So what I do want to say is AFE did an awesome job wrapping it up. And I took out all this wrapping, like stacked up super high, but that's an awesome shipping job anyways. But nonetheless, let's get to the exhaust. And this is what you come with. So see if you can. So here are the tips. As you can see, they're 3.5 inch all. I'm not sure if it's powder coated or not, but they look freaking awesome. Here they are. Tailpipes right here, 2.5 inch, and then obviously you got the heart of this exhaust is this muffler. And what it looks to me like, it looks almost like a straight floor design, and I'm sure it has some insulation in here in it, but either way, it's awesome material. This is all, is this a T409 stainless steel or T304? What material is this? T409 or whatever. We'll put the description of what the product is anyways in the link below. But anyways, here it is. It goes from a 3 inch down to 2.5 inch, and obviously you got your tailpipes coming out, and then your tips, obviously, and then moving along to the freaking hardware. Let me just say something. Look at this hardware. Check it out. It looks freaking nice, and it looks very durable, and it looks, you know, pretty pricey, but you get all the hardware here, and I think you even get rubber bushings. I am right. Look at that. Check that out. You get brand new bushings. Anyways, let me do a before shot. You know, obviously the sound is not going to be that great. You have to be in person to really hear these trucks. Stock exhaust is fair, but it's too quiet for my taste. So first I'm going to turn it on, do a couple revs, and then I am going to do a time lapse of how to take the exhaust off. I mean, there is no easy way of doing it. I know I sound like a broken record. I'm always saying it's not easy, but look, hey, it's an exhaust. It's heavy. It's metal. Especially on trucks, you know, it's going to be a fight. I mean, I can tell you one way, but then another person will tell you another way. But you know what? Just take your time and make sure you put enough lubricant on the hangers so you know it can just slide a lot easier. What I recommend doing is, if there are clamps like these, if you want to, you can take them off, you know, and take off the tips and then go from there. Just take it off piece by piece because it'll be a lot easier, especially if you're doing it by yourself. But what we're going to do is spray all the bushings, make sure it's all loose, and then and just take it off, the whole thing. I think it'll be a little easier. You might have to lift up the rear end a little bit, not the rear end, but like from the the toe hitch deal. Just lift it up just enough so you can get some axles to go over your axle, because it's going to be pretty tough. This is a pretty long system, and it's heavy, so be careful with that. And with that, let's go ahead and start the truck. You do like 4 more. All right, we just got the exhaust installed, and check it out. It is looking sick. Let's get a little side shot. Oh, look at that, check it out. I think the black finish on these tips just look killer. It really matches really good with the white paint job. Anyways, let's go ahead and start it up, see how it sounds. Go ahead, hold on. Hopefully you can pick up that noise or the sound, because usually when you have the camera really, really close to it, it kind of distorts the audio. But maybe with the mic, like I'm far back, I'm not sure if the GoPro will pick it up good, but as you can hear, you know, obviously you can hear me because I'm talking on my mic. But go ahead and give it a little revs. It has a did like 3 more. Sounds pretty sick, huh? It has a really, really deep tone to it, if that makes sense. I know some exhausts out there kind of like, they lose its volume once it hits higher RPMs, but this one, my gosh, it sounds killer. All right, go ahead and drive it around. Let's give you some drive-by shots of it. But anyways, I'm super happy with this exhaust. It is so nice. The install was not too bad. All the parts, the hardware, all 304 stainless steel. You know, I was wanting a 3-inch in to a 3-inch out, you know, with those dual pipes coming out, but you know what? It looks killer. Those 3.5-inch tips, like I mentioned earlier, it just looks so sick. I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but this is my first official exhaust. This is like, it's just awesome. It's my first one. I was really scared. You know, I spent hours, days, hell, even years trying to figure out what exhaust I should get. And thankfully, this exhaust definitely delivered. All right, I'm gonna tell him to do some, I'm gonna like tell him to get on it so you can hear it. Let's see if he'll, all right. Go ahead and give it some gas, like all the way over there, and come back. All right. He's gonna give it kind of full throttle. Oh yeah. It sounds sick. Woo! Alright, let him come back. It just does not get old. You hear it, and it just, oh, it's such a sick exhaust. And then I know I'm praising it, maybe because it's my first exhaust, but man, I love it. The sound is quite right. I was gonna choose the Roush, but the tips, for some reason, they hang out a little bit lower. Here, let me just tell them to cut it off right now, or stop it. Hey, hold on. Let me just explain real quick, what was I gonna get? I was gonna, like I said, originally I was gonna get the Roush, but for some reason I didn't really like it because the tips, well, on the internet kind of showed them like really, really low, and I was like, man, that's so disgusting. And also because I didn't want dirt to fling up on it. But these tips are tucked up really nicely. Oh shit, it's hot. And just check it out, how cool they look. Just super sick. Can you give it some more revs? Let me get back a little bit so it doesn't mess with the audio. Oh, so sick. But anyways, like I said, I was gonna choose Roush, and then I was gonna choose another exhaust from Diamond Eye, which was about $300. And I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna go cheap on the exhaust, But then I thought about it, and I was like, man, do I really want to risk it? You know, I know it's cheap and it was good materials, full 3.5-inch stainless steel exhaust, but I was like, typically with those types of exhausts is that they come with like not the greatest hardware to install it, and I might have issues trying to put it on. So I was like, you know what, I'm not going to get the most expensive exhaust, but I'm not going to get the cheapest either. So I settled right in the middle. I think $685 is a great price for this exhaust. If you guys have a Raptor, hell, if you even have an F-150 and you want a really nice tone to it, definitely hit AFE. It's really throaty. It has this muscle car growl, and when you're cruising, it is a little bit loud. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It is pretty drony, but it's a pleasant drone. It's not like the one where it kind of, you know, vibrates the heck out of your eardrums. It's a really pleasant sound. When you're on the freeway 70 or 80, you just, you know, crank up the music and you wouldn't even hear it. And as far as my butt dyno, I would say it picked up a little bit torque for sure. In the lower end, it just feels a lot lighter. It doesn't feel restricted. Overall, I would give this exhaust on a scale of 1 to 10. I would honestly give it a 10, a solid 10. It is such an amazing exhaust. The install was super easy. All the hardware, like I mentioned before, it is the best. Whoa, let me rephrase that. It is really, really good. How about that? I don't want to say it's the best because, you know, everyone has opinions about exhaust, but I think this is, you know, by far, in my opinion, one of the coolest exhausts. And unfortunately, you guys can't hear it because it's, you know, obviously on a video. You can't really hear it. If you heard it in real life, oh my God.